So I've been called to a tenant to do some work, and I've already visited the work scheme and what needs to be done. Tenants actually got me to do a few things today, and of course it's only more or less improvement work. Now when it comes to improvement work, I tend not to charge the tenant for it. If they want to improve the property, they can improve the property at their own cost, and I meet them on the cost of the labour in which I do the work for them. Now, what is it I have to do? You know, anyway, listen, I'm going off one. So we're here to do a couple of repairs. I'm just getting my tools ready here. We've got a couple of repairs to do. Joe and I got a couple of repairs, and we're going to show you what we have to do. So without further ado, let's get going. So Joe, we may need the driver. Yeah. Okay, you get the drivers after we stop recording. You need your hard hat?
I don't think so, no.
No, you don't need a hard hat? No? Not for the toilet? Well, I'll be fixing the toilet. So what is it the customers asked me to do? So customers got brand new lights to put up. And I'm going to go do that for free. They've also got a wee issue with the toilet leaking, and if it does fail, we're going to have to bleed down the system. I'm not going to be able to do that today because I'm probably going to have to bleed down the system and buy brand new parts for the toilet facilities. There are 3 toilets in these properties, so we'll go in and we'll do a bit of work now, and we'll have a look at the job here. So let's have a look first of all. Come on, I'll show you this. I don't know if I can even stand on this camera. I'm not going to trust that. My fat weight, what do you think? So if you take a look at that there, Joe, can you pull that up? Good lad. So this balcony has started to rot. Now it's made of a timber, just a standard timber, but as you can see, they're using M6 bolts through the system. Now we're going to have to take that all away, grind them off because it's rusted. There's no point in doing anything other than just grinding them off, every single one of them nuts, and pulling them boards up and replacing them with a composite UPVC or composite decking is what that is, instead of wood decking and having to go back and maintain it time and time again. So I want to get it fixed permanently. It does need a bit of a paint, so we'll give it a bit of a spray paint of black coated matte paint again after the work is done. Do you see that, Joe? The client or the tenant have painted these black. That's not the normal color for them. We'll probably just keep that sprayed black underneath. Now, what else have I got to do? Oh, I got my kit. We'll need the driver's kit, but I'll convert it. I'll do a conversion kit. I'm just being lazy. So come on in. Oh, aye. So if anyone remembers, this actually was one of my greatest videos I had where the tenant had left. If you want to see it, it's here. Take a look at it. It's a great video. It was about the tenant leaving when I first purchased this property. And we now have a new tenant in here. And this new tenant is absolutely, oh, I couldn't ask for a better tenant. Now, if you go in, remember viewers, wipe your feet before you come in. Oh, you're funny. We'll go and see if the toilet's fixed first. And let's have a look at the toilet facilities first. Come on up. This property has been absolutely overhauled by the new tenant. She's done such a great job of the property. I'm very pleased that she's done that. Now, so it seems to be simply just an adjustment by the looks of it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust the ball here. I'm going to release that nut first of all. I'll loosen that nut off. And I'll pull that ball. Jesus. That actually is that little water thing. There's like a little sleeve here. You move it down like so. It stops that noise. It's that bloody little condom. There's like a little condom, look. See it?
Yeah.
Making the strangest bloody noise. So that seems to be up to a level that I find acceptable. I wonder, is it leaking out though? Just want to tighten that down a bit. Make sure there's no water escaping from here. Now there's no water coming out of this condom. What the hell was that about? And I know what it's for. It stops the dripping noise. This little tiny piece of sleeve, this plastic sleeve in here, stops the that dripping noise that goes in the toilet cistern. But there's no more water leaking out of that, and it's at a height that I recommend is acceptable. So I'll just tighten this up here so it takes no more water in. And that should be it for a proper flush, which is good, because if I thought that I had to replace this, there's no isolation valve on that. And in order to do work locally, I would have to drain down the entire house in order to get this thing fixed. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there needs to be an isolation valve. So while I'm doing that, if I have to do that and come back and do that, I'll put a brand new, when I drain the thing down, I'll put a brand new isolation valve on it and replace the cistern internals. Excuse me. So I'll do a full flush. And the idea really is to make sure it does a full flush. That noise is annoying. I don't like that noise at all. And that's going to keep doing that. It's a really annoying noise of the condom sleeve. It's making that buzzing noise. Do I cut off the condom sleeve? I need a pair of scissors to cut off the condom. You got a scissor, kiddo? Well, we'll let that, wait for that to drain out, and then I'm going to cut that condom sleeve short because it's broken anyway. It's actually split, and that's what's causing the noise. It's split here and it's making that buzzing noise. Isn't that funny how just a little tiny piece of plastic can make such a racket? I'll snip it off here, about here. I just have to hear water running for the second that it has, like every other marvelous system. So I don't think that'll happen again. We'll press that again and see if it makes that noise. That's all you're hearing now. You hear that? It's no longer... I know what it was with that stupid little piece of plastic making that noise. Some people think they're inventive and they don't think about the after effects of maintenance. So that's that sorted. And it's actually stopping the water from flowing in, which is good. I'm glad that's done. It's got a bit wet there, so I'm just going to use some of Tenant's tissue to clean that off. So the tenant themselves has been extremely keen to make it their home. And that's what I want in a tenant, is to look after the property. And as a consequence of that looking after the property, I will help them whatever way I can to make sure that the tenant has the place lovely. It's their house or their home, and I'm here for the long term. I'm not going to allow the tenant to think that it's a short-term property. What I'm looking for is people that want to live here for the rest of their days, and in return, I will fix what I can. Much better. Should be glad of that noise going. So the next job I've got to do is actually in here. And Joe, have you noticed you're not doing any work? You're just holding the bloody camera. So the next job I've got to do is in here. That to me is done. The fan, there's a problem with that fan, that noisy fan. Now it's an inline fan. So if the tenant needs that replaced, she can go and buy a wee silent fan and I'll fit it for free. So the only problem is she has to book me like 6 months in advance at the minute. So the next job I've got to deal with here is, say hello. He's gorgeous, aren't you? How old is he? 16 years old. So I've been given express permission to jump up on the bed and bounce up and down on her bed. No, she didn't realise. I think she's just being polite because I know she, that I'm going to take my shoes off and I'm going to jump up and down her bed and fix this for her. She wants me to put this up, I think, the ceiling rose. That's what she wants me to fit. This girl here and that lampshade, I assume. What's that for? What's she want that for? Oh, we'll deal with that in a minute. Right, so I'll go ahead and I'll fit this for her now because she wants it lovely. And that's what I'm saying about tenants. I have some tenants that just don't care about the property at all. And they're not going to stay in the property for long because they're either moving on or they just think of the property as some sort of, I don't know what to call it, what they think of it. But anyway, let's go ahead and take this down and replace this for her. Oh, hope it's not that bouncy. Is it really bouncy, kitty cat? How bouncy is it? I'm going to probably bump my head. Oh, it's bouncy. Oh my God. Right. Let's get to work on this. Boop. Look at you, the cameraman, eh? So changing a light fitting isn't that hard. But for my properties, I always would want myself to do them. Change the units only because you just don't know if they know. A little knowledge sometimes is a lot of danger. And that's that down already. As easy as that. So I'll take down the frame that holds the fitting up. You don't like spiders, do you? You don't mind them? There's a big spider here. Do you want it? Yeah. Okay. That's that down. Now I've got to put the frame up that holds it. Make sure them screws are safe, kid. This is probably a really easy repair or replacement. Of course, very few people know how to do this. How do I know how to do this? Well, that's because I'm a qualified electrician. And by the way, I keep talking about I don't know this and I don't know that, but I know how to wire. So that's that up. That's the frame holder up. It is a really simple task. Now I have to get the pendant height right. Now, as you can see, they come preset. If you look at that, that's where the lampshade will be. So we need to decide how much of a pendant length I've got. So I would say to keep it right, you hold your pendant about here, which means also I just need a bit of light to see the pendant. There's a cord little thing here. And all I do is I pull that girl up and I start basically bringing it up to what is, that's the recommended height for this size of bedroom. Now, it's not going to be that tall, but as you can see, as I can do this, and then you got the pendant on top, or the lampshade on top of the pendant. And that's probably as good as I would rather not pull it up any higher. I'll put one more pull on it and then I'll tighten that up. So I'll tighten this little girl up here. That's the cord holder. Not too tight. And then as you can see, there's a load of cable, excess cable. I then have to decide, right, I need to adjust this. So I'm going to pull these out. There's my neutral, there's my live. Keep the earth in, and then I'm going to allow a wrap in the cable like so, just in case the tenant wants to pull it down a bit more. I will give her a full wrap of cable and then wire it off. There it is there. I've done that. Cut that girl here. That is now waste. Customer can use it if they want it. They can keep it for spares. Now, because this is made of a nylon, it's a bit of a disaster to pull off. So I don't like pulling on my wire too much because I'll wreck and damage my wire. Yeah, you get what I mean? So you have to pull your wire back. Look, so all you do is with this, you pull that wire down and you show the base of your wire, and then you can pull off your wire a little bit more like so, like that. And that's your wire now sitting bare. And you don't have to pull any more cable off, look. All right, happy enough? There's no sexual innuendo there, is there? By pulling your wire? You don't pull your wire, do you, Joe? You a good boy, aren't you? Okay. Are you a good boy? Yes, you are. When you laugh, that cat attacked me. That would make such good YouTube thing. I don't think you will. Huh? Crazy cat attacks landlord. That's just brilliant news. Crazy cat attacks, I mean, don't even think about it. Crazy cat loves landlord. What's his name again? No, the other one's Seamus. Right, so that's already ready to go up. Do I need that connector when the connector's there? I'm stupid. I don't need that connector. So I'll take off all that connecting. That's also a bit of a nightmare to put in behind. If it's sitting solid like that, like 3 big thick connectors, they're a bit of a nightmare to put behind here and keep it right. You got them wee screws, kiddo? That's all right. Get up on the bouncy bed first. Oh, up on the bouncy bed with you again. There you go, kitty cat. And of course, same old. Make sure your wires are nice and tight. And of course, I have to pull my connector screw all the way back because I want that to go in nice and neat. There she is, in she goes, and that's that tight. Now to the neutral. Again, I just make sure my connector's in nice and tight. Give it a wee tug, make sure it's right. Another wee tug there. Don't tug the crap out of it, like. And then I put my earth in. And earth's very important when it comes to metal fittings. So it's a metal plate, and regulations require all metal-based products. Now, would you believe plastic, I think, as well, to be earthed? I'm not sure if plastic can be earthed. Of course it can't. Pull that earth back in, and then all we got to do is move this mess up into an area where it's nice and tight. I like doing it initially, so it's up there out of the way. We were called a Batman and Robin team there, Joe. What does that mean? Does that mean you're Batman and I'm Robin? No, I think Robin's quite a sexy boy, is he not? Like a wee young boy that people love Robin. Not Batman. Nobody likes Batman. Is that what you're saying? To be fair, these little bloody piltry screws are not made for fat fingers like mine. Back in the old days when they started doing these things, they used to produce really cheap Chinese stuff, and they used to bust the screws and everything on them. Sorry, pup. It's not a pup, it's a kitten. Sorry, baby. I'm not knowing when you're away, but sorry from your sleep time. And anyway, the screws used to always break, and they never used to go in properly, and I used to hate poor quality fittings. And it's rare now you get poor quality fittings. My fat fingers still find it hard. There we go. And that is her. Last but not least, I'll put the lampshade up for her as well. You hold that for a second, big man. You just hold that in front of the camera. Just see how long you can hold it for. You doing okay? Your arm not getting weak yet? No? Huh? That's amazing. Thank you. You're a hero, aren't you? You're a total Robin, I think. Bad boys like Robin. And our tenant will be very happy. We got our crystals up. No idea why that would make that crystal-y noise. Down, see there's a bit of dust come from that. Take that off there. Take all my wee bits off me. Clean down that girl there. Give me them bits. I'll do that. Thank you. And that is the job done. We're going to see if the tenant is happy with that. Now it's broken, so it's of no use to anyone. Only the bulbs are used. Right, so we'll stop the video for a minute because I want to talk to the tenant to make sure that she's happy with what I've done so far. So pause for a minute. Right, guys, so the tenant's happy with the work that I've done so far. She's given me some more work, which is grand. So what she's asked me to do is to fit a new light in the bathroom, which I have now done. I did it without recording purely because I was busy chatting to the tenant. I forgot we were also doing a video. So you don't see me fitting that. Now the question is, did I do that? Or did I get a real spark in? I hate these GU10s with like limited, you need really small, tiny, petite hands. And I've got really fat hands. Sometimes it's a real, do I want the ladders again? I hate the buggers that sit there like, turn that on there, kid. That's it. Ooh, that's a bit cack. I'm going to hold off on them bulbs and she can decide. I'm not sure that's a good light, to be honest with you. They're a bit cack. Did you see that? Right, I put my hat back on because I'm sure my hair is a mess. And there's a couple of things that she's, if you want to have a look here. So she was saying that there's an issue where there's a bit of damp coming in here. Now, I remember that damp stain. So it's an old dead one. All it does, it needs a bit of what they refer to as Zinsser Dance Stop, it's called. And all you do is you paint that on, and now the tenant's painting this house. So I'm gonna leave a tin of Zinsser paint stop for that to stop staining through the new thing. So that's okay. A couple of other things she's got me to do. So I'm gonna go downstairs and look at them now. We will need the steps. Didn't you forget the step ladders?
That's them now.
Oh, they're the clients. They're not ours. Where's our step ladders? Are they in the yard?
Yep.
Did you forget them, Joe?
Yep.
So come on through. Where was it? It's down here, first of all. So, going down, we'll see. So the client said there's a problem with the outside light at the back, which is a concern, of course. So let's go and have a look at that. Let's get that looked at. What's the kitty cat tray? Right, do us a favor, young man, and turn the external switch on there. Oh, let's try the other one. Go ahead and turn that on. Okay, so that actually, while I was working on, that's fixed. And all it was the light bulb was dodgy. So we've got one more thing to do. And that is, Joe, you go and put that upstairs because we're finished with that. And I'll just turn off this light bulb because I don't want to waste electricity. So there's an issue here. The tenant has said there's an issue with the I can see what the problem is. It's just wear and tear. See this here, look? All it is, it's just a bit wobbly. That'll probably need replaced, but again, I'm sort of going to probably say to her that I'm not really keen to replace that unless, of course, it's of really bad wobbliness. It is shaky, and it does close, but it is a bit wobbly and loose. It may need replaced in the future. All it needs is a new handle, really. If I find a new handle in any of my stock on eBay, I'll just keep it for her. There are differences in these handles. I'll show you here. Look, how you know a difference in the handle is the spacing between this screw and this screw. Sometimes the spacing on this screw is up here, and sometimes the length of this item is a different length. So the length and the screw partitions or the screw holes is a bit different, and from the key to the bottom hole there is a height there as well. but there's a specific one, and they're not expensive to replace. But I would advise always to get a good brand to keep it for long term. It's one of the most used items in the house, I think. There was one more thing. She was talking about the garage needs a bit of a clean up. Let's have a look at the garage here. I think there's a couple of bits and pieces that she wants moved out, like this cupboard. She wants that moved out, and then chairs. Hello, I see you. I think that's Seamus, isn't it? Hello, Seamus. Lift them chairs out and take them from her. The chairs and the table also. There's the table. Lift that out as well, will you? No, not the, well, maybe so. And I can go back and do some paperwork. There's a couple of things I need to deal with. A couple other wee bits and pieces that I need to deal with. I'm always keen to make sure that all's good. But anyway, so to end, and I'll probably go outside. Come on. I didn't think apprenticing would be cameraing me. No. So there we are. We are finally done. To me, that was a good little job, and I always feel content about doing things like this for where you're in their house and their home improved. All you got to do is make sure that you've got a great tenant who understands you. There are rules, and you abide by them rules, and their rules is to maintain and keep my house. I will always cooperate with people who cooperate with me. So a great tenant means a great landlord. So take that to the bank.